Yeah, hi there. These comments, I'm going to use your initials IA for privacy purposes, and you completed, it looks like, an independent speaking practice test, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for your online course, the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT, and you chose, I think it's number 3, so let me go ahead and listen to part of your recording just to confirm. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open it right now. Okay, here we go.
If I had a chance to give a material possessions.
Yeah, that's right. So let's go back to what that question is. So it's kind of a sad question, but it could happen. I mean, we're all going to die at some point, right? So it says, upon your death, what valuable object or material possession would you consider giving to a friend or family member? Why would you want your friend or family member to inherit this object? Now, I got to be honest with you, the beginning of your response, it kind of sounds like you're at a funeral. You're starting off really, really low-key with really kind of monotone intonation. You almost sound sad, but maybe you're going to put some life into your voice here in just a minute. So let me hear the whole thing first.
If I had a chance to give a material possessions to one of my family members before my death, I will give my golden ring to my lovely son. This golden ring I got it from my grandfather before his death. It's full of glamorous diamond which belonged to 1600th century, and they will give it to him upon request from my grandpa to pass it through all generations in our family. As he said that it's a symbol of the family linkage all over the years, and that's why I will give him his ring.
Okay, so let's go back to the beginning and listen to the beginning of your response.
If I had a chance to give a material possessions to one of my family members before my death, I will give my...
Not will. You got to be careful here. You're mixing and matching your verb tenses. What are you trying to do here? You're talking about a present impossible condition. You're not dead now. So if you say, you know, if I did die, I would give this possession to, you're using will future. You don't want to use will to talk about a present impossible condition. So that's kind of what I call a mixed grammar construction there. You're mixing two different verb tenses in the same sentence, which makes it a little bit confusing. So be careful there. Now, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, go to Google. Google can find many things for you. Type in the keywords unreal and real conditions, adverb clauses. Right? So here's what you want to understand. What type of grammar do you use when you talk about a present possible condition? What type of grammar do you use when you talk about a present impossible condition? And how in the heck do you talk about a past impossible condition? That's what you want to try to figure out. If you can figure that out, I'm telling you, you can advance your language use a lot. And it opens up a lot more possibilities for you with your speaking.
One of my family members before my death, I will give my golden ring to my lovely son.
Again, I would give, not will. Now, if you talk about your daughter and your son, probably not the best strategy. It does say a family member. So you have to be careful. You're very specific. Because if you talk about two different people, it's really difficult in 45 seconds to explain why you want to give this ring to both of those family members. And then, if you give it to both of them, how do they share it? I mean, how is that going to work anyway?
This golden ring I got it from my grandfather before his death. It's full of glamorous diamond which belonged to 1600th century, and they will give it to him upon request from my grandpa to pass it through all generations.
Yeah, so you actually gave some pretty good description there. So you used some adjectives in there. You explained the value of the ring, but you also explained what it looked like and how old it was or is. So your description of the object was actually pretty good.
Our family, as he said that it's a symbol of the family linkage all over the years, and that's why I will give him his ring.
Okay, and then in the end of your response, you talk about giving it to him and not her, but in the beginning of the response, I think you talked about two people, not one, so that was a little bit confusing. All right, so what do we have? Delivery, you have to put more emotion into the voice. So if you go to the pronunciation part of my course, take a look at the lessons, sentence rhythm, and intonation. I think both of those areas you need to make some improvements in. Think about it. Smile when you're speaking. Try to put emotion in there. Language use, you had some minor problems there. Topic development. I think on this one, maybe if you had talked only about your son or your daughter and not both, I think that would have more appropriately answered the question, but you did a good job actually describing the object. Right? So you had some weaknesses with delivery, some weaknesses with topic development. So your score here, I'm going to put you at about, let me take a look at the rubrics here, 2.5 out of 4, 19 points out of 30 on this practice test.